They're not winning games. They're not winning games. And going home tomorrow.
But I ain't talking video game. But this 2K is going underground
Carolina.
like
North Carolina
Milk
ain't
Trail.
going nowhere.
Stop.
Trash.
Stop.
It's
You're being
over.
blasphemous. Stop. That's enough.
Over.
That's enough.
They're
No
not
more.
good.
No more. We're done. We're done. Blasphemy. And take that chain off.
Ooh.
You. Take that chain
Nah,
off.
nah, nah,
Kevin,
nah, 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 nah.
2K, okay, I see why. The coldest ones to do it, they icy. I see why. Get it? I see why they been sports fans since they was knee high. They got the same name, but it's spelled different. The only difference is the E and I. No matter if your team is losing. This ain't a dream, it's a movement. It ain't on TV, but it's easy to watch, man, just YouTube. You got news, alerts, injuries, and big topics. If you thinking that first take is better, man, just stop it. From interviews and debating on who they think is the greatest. And when they arguing, you gotta pick a side. Now, which Kevin is your favorite? Look, rumor has it they have it all. Soccer goes to basketball, from the World Cup to March Madness, man. Who you think is gonna win it all? The best sports show on YouTube, but I'm telling y'all, man, I know, man, if Harriet Tubman was a sports fan, I bet she watched this show because it's underground. 2K, 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 underground. Yeah. 2K, underground. 2K, 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 underground. 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 2K, underground. 2K, 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 underground.
Oh, Lord have mercy. You a fool, bro. We're back with another episode of 2K Underground. It's me, it's Kevo. I'm here with my main man, Pastor Kevy Kev, over there. Kind of a little bit of a delay in the show. Don't worry about it. We'll be back on track. But this week, real simply, quarter one, we're going to talk about the Final Four because now this tournament is going on for 2 weeks. There's 4 teams left, which means there's only 4 teams that have a chance to win. Quarter two, Kevin's going to do our In Their Shoes segment. Quarter three, we're going to talk about our top players left in the tournament as well as the ones we thought were the top 5 from the get-go. And then quarter four, I'm going to go with calling you out. And that's going to be our schedule after today. And then we might go to overtime if we have some overtime. So, with that being said, Kev, I'm going to let you jump right on into it with the Final Four. I guess from here on out, there's only 3 games left. What you got?
All right, so, the last show, I said Gonzaga was going to make it here. They're here. So I got to roll my people I picked from the beginning. So got Gonzaga winning South Carolina, and then I got North Carolina beat Oregon. Oregon might be a little overmatched. I mean, I know they beat Kansas and dominated, but North Carolina might be a different monster for them. Now, what I want to see is the battle of the Carolinas. That'd be a good storyline. And I feel like South Carolina might do what UConn did way back a couple years ago when the girls and the guys won. It's possible. So we'll find out.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, Carolina and Kentucky, instant classic. I'm over here sweating, sitting on my couch like worried out of my mind. I know you wasn't able to see it, but oh my Lord! And I just remember thinking like every time Carolina and Kentucky play instant classic, Carolina always loses. So I was just scared out of my mind, and then they got the dub, and I was like, good, because I had Kentucky beating UCLA to get revenge, and then I had Carolina beating Kentucky to get revenge, and so far, like, it worked out. And so I had Carolina winning the whole thing, so I got to stick with it. So I got to have Carolina beating Oregon, and I think that Gonzaga, I'm a believer of them dudes now. They really worry me. They've got the size, they've got the athleticism, they've got the experience, they have all of it. They are the North Carolina of the West Coast. And so I think that, South Carolina's defense is really what has gotten them where they go, but I don't think that they can score enough. And so I think that Gonzaga gets in a little bit of a rhythm, really gets those big men the ball. All those bigs are serious issues. I think that it could pose a huge threat for South Carolina, which means I really am scared of Gonzaga playing North Carolina. but because I picked North Carolina to win it all, I gotta stick with it. Honestly, I don't want to see anything. I want to see North Carolina win. I want Gonzaga and South Carolina to play so long, go to so many overtimes that they just have to say, you know what, y'all just both eliminated, and just let Carolina.
But that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
But that's what I want. If I had to choose, I'd probably taken my bias out of it. I probably want to see Oregon and South Carolina, two teams who probably aren't supposed to be there. I'd rather see them, and also therefore there's no stress on me because I don't really care who wins. So that's probably what I'd rather see. But that's just that.
Who would think Oregon would got this far without one of their best players? Because I thought they was out of here second round, and they proved me wrong.
It's actually interesting because when I picked him, I wasn't aware. Like, I knew he was hurt, but I wasn't aware of the impact he actually really had on that team. Yeah. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, they're going through the tournament. I'm like, oh gosh. Like, I picked them to go to the Final Four. They're missing this dude. They're gonna get bounced second round. The bracket's over. Like, but that boy Dorsey is a problem. He seems to make every shot in March. It is ridiculous. So I'm happy. I said, now I need him to stop. Now he can go ahead and miss a few because he playing Carolina. But I didn't realize he was going to be, that I forgot he's that much of a weapon in March. So Oregon's doing some big things. South Carolina, I feel like they're outmatched, but they just keep winning games. I don't understand. They just keep winning and they won't stop. And
They had plenty of seniors on their team is why they winning. So they're throwing well. He supposed to be in the NBA 3 years ago. He kept sticking around, and now it's paying off.
Yeah. It should make for an interesting Final Four. So we'll just have to see how that goes. That's pretty much it for quarter one. We'll be right back with quarter two, where Kevin gives us our In Their Shoes segment for the week. So y'all stay tuned. We're back. Welcome to quarter number 2 of 2K Underground. Kevin's about to hit us with the In Their Shoes for the week. Kev, the floor is all yours.
All right, so this In Your Shoes, guess who I am? Adrian Peterson. One of my favorite Vikings of all time. I know he's not coming back to us, but I want to say thank you for everything that he done, for Minnesota, and I wish him the best. But if I'm in AP shoes, hear me out. I know, after free agency, you got the rush and everybody scrambling to get somebody, but the RB running back market is not as good as it once was, or it's not valuable. So, because anybody can just plug in and there. But you have a Hall of Fame running back. That's who I am right now. So I'm in free agency. I'm looking at all the teams, looking at all the moves made. I see Minnesota get Latavius Murray. Lacey go to Seattle. And I'm sitting here like, what about me? And I'm thinking, I need to take the best job available. But, I need to make sure that it is a contender spot. Because I'm not going to go to Jacksonville or a team that's rebuilt Buffalo. I'm not going to a team that is rebuilding or not, up the par. Playoff team automatically. Another thing, I don't need to be greedy with money. Get a report saying that Adrian Peterson, I'm fine with $8 million per year. And that's a lot because what have I done the last few years? I tore my meniscus. I'm not the same Adrian Peterson I once was. So I don't need to be greedy. You give me $3-4 million, I can come on over. Secondly, I need a young running back to take the load off, or I need another running back. I want to be a tandem now. I don't need to be the lead guy. I need to go get my carries, he get his carries, and we split it. And then, goal line, that's when I go to work. That's my bread and butter. Because, I'm not that great at passing, pass blocking, and I'm not that great at out and back and catching passes. So I need that next tandem with me to power speed back, So, and ultimately, I'm here to win it all. I don't care about making the playoffs. I don't care about records no more. I got the records already. I want to win the Super Bowl. Green Bay Packers, you just lost Aiden Lacy. I will come to you. Now, as a Vikings fan, do I want Kevin Meyer. Do I want him in PA? No, because we can't start Aaron Rodgers. So I know we can't start both of them together. But if I'm Adrian Peterson, I'm looking at it. I don't care about the rivalry. That's all. Who cares about that? Let me go to Green Bay so I can be behind one of the best quarterbacks in the game, and it make my job way much easier. Ty Montgomery, the receiver playing running back, he was killing everybody. So imagine what I would do in that system. Giants, that's another team I want to go to. Eli Manning, Odell Beckham, Brandon Marshall, Sterling Shepard, that great defense. You put me with that new running back, Paul Perkins, it's fine. I can do anything I want to. But I get my touches when I need it. The offensive line not great, but who needs one of the MVPs? And then another team, the Raiders. They're talking about Marshawn Lynch and come back out of retirement. You ain't gonna do that. I'm right here. The defense is great. Offense is great. And give me the ball. I got you, J. Carl. I got you, Crabtree. I got y'all. I can help this team win the Super Bowl. And that's what I'll do if I'm AP. I'll say.
So let me ask you this. If I'm talking to Adrian Peterson right now, and you said, $8 million, that's a lot. I can take 3 or 4. What if the Browns offered you 12? I know you want a contender, but that's $12 million.
Well, like I said, I'm not the same Adrian Peterson I once was. So Browns coming to me is really a new point. You can offer me how much you want, but I'm trying to win the Super Bowl, and because that's really what every NFL player plays for. Yes, we want accolades and we want all of this, and money and stuff. But at the time, I want to be able to host that about a trophy and say I'm the best. I did it. I'm number one. Like I can't do that with the Browns.
So I'm here in New England.
I go to New England, especially with Blunt still a free agency. I would go to New England. That's easy championship. I ain't gotta do anything. Just show up, practice.
Yeah, New England. That's that would be an interesting development. There's not a lot of teams that really need Adrian Peterson to be like. Okay, so my question now is: so why do you think that Eddie Lacy was able to get a job before you, or Latavius Murray before you?
Probably because, I know Minnesota is about time to move on because, in Minnesota I'm the guy and they want to make sure that he's the guy. Latavius Murray, he's a good running back, but he's not a superstar running back, and he can be a tandem as well. Maybe Eddie Lacy got a job maybe because they see Eddie Lacy more Marshawn Lynch than I am because I'm a different style runner, and maybe if Eddie Lacy can slim down and get to the right weight, he's probably, and he's younger. So not only did they have him for 1-2 years, they got him for 4 or 5, depending on how he take care of his body.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, interesting way to think about it. There's In Your Shoes with Kevin and Adrian Peterson. We're getting right back to quarter 3. Just stay tuned right here. All right, we're back. Quarter 3 right here, 2K Underground. Let me just say, though, for everybody that's still paying attention, shout out to y'all. Y'all at thebomb.com. We love y'all. And also, ignore that somebody's cutting the grass outside. So if you hear it, my apologies that he's being stupid. And he's about to start right back up. But anyways, so here with quarter 3. We're going right into it. Back to the NCAA tournament. We'll get back on topic. We decided, why don't we discuss who we thought the top 5 players of the entire tournament were. And so I'll go ahead and start off this time with my top 5 from 5 to 1. Number 5, Derek Walton Jr. from Michigan. From the last week of the season through the entire conference tournament, and then up till they finally lost in the NCAA tournament, that boy was playing some basketball. He was playing like one of the best players in the country. And if he played like that all season, he's National Player of the Year by far. Number 4, I had De'Aaron Fox. I like that kid a lot. I really like De'Aaron Fox. I honestly think that Fox is the best player on Kentucky as opposed to Monk. I just think that Monk is maybe the best scorer, but everything runs through Fox, and Fox is why Kentucky is so good. Number 3, I got Frank Mason. Frank Mason's the 3rd best player in this tournament to me. Frank Mason is amazing. Senior. I mean, what can I? His numbers speak for themselves. Frank Mason, number 3. Number 2, I got Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball, he doesn't seem to care enough, but he daggone sure can play some basketball. And you can't deny that at all. If the Lakers had the number 1 pick, he's going number 1. He's going top 3. Like it's happening. He is an amazing player. And then my number 1 is Josh Jackson. I was watching Josh Jackson play one of those tournament games, and I was just like I knew he was good, but I was just like, wow, he was out there making NBA. Like a lot of college players don't really learn how to play NBA basketball and make NBA moves, but he was out there, doing step backs off the dribble, stuff I see LeBron do. He posted up, did a spin jump shot off the glass, cash. I was like, this kid is amazing. He's 6'8", 6'7", 6'8". He can jump. He gets a lot of elevation on his jump shot. Super athlete, plays defense. So he plays both sides of the floor. Yeah, work on his free throw shooting. But outside of that, the kid's all around stud. So Josh Jackson's my top player in the entire NCAA tournament. What about you? Who you got?
All right, well, I have a different list. For my number 5, I'm going to the mid-major school, Gonzaga. Nigel Williams. Senior leadership. He's a stat stuffer. And, I love stat stuffer players. He can get you scoring points, rebounds, assists. He'll do it all. And just like you said about Fox, he's what gets them going. He don't have to score. He knows what he has to do to make his team win at the end of the day. Number 4, I got Lonzo Ball. I got him a little lower on my list, but on my list, he's the only freshman on my list as well. And he's, like I said, he's a problem. Like I said, he don't really care that much, but I think sometimes you be just interested because you're ready to go, because you think you're better than above and you're ready to go to that next level and show what you actually can do. So we'll see how he falls in the NBA. Hopefully with my Lakers, hopefully. Number 3, Sindarius Thornwell. That man, he won NCAA Player of the Year, and he's proven it throughout the whole tournament, NCAA tournament, that without him, he makes the engine go in South Carolina. And the senior, he came back, and I was like, why do you keep coming back? Why do you come back? And he proved me right. If I stay here and I get my game right, I can take anybody to the championship, which we're trying to show me. Number 2, I'm going with the double-double machine, Caleb Swanigan at Purdue. That's just a monster. That's a monster. That ain't just how you say it. You hold on to him because you can't. He will get that rebound. He saved Purdue season, beating Iowa State. Now they ran into Kansas and they got destroyed. But the reason why they even got to Kansas because he got that key rebound in the game where Iowa State was going down one possession, and he got a key rebound and kept the ball alive. And Purdue going to miss him. He actually declared the draft. My number 1 player, I'm going Frank Mason. I believe he is the best player in the country. He might be the smallest player in the country as well. He just do it. He do everything he got to do to make Kansas win. Because sometimes, you don't really believe in Kansas because they always, Bill 17, they always fall back or whatever. But him with Josh Jackson and Graham, that little tandem was amazing. And Mason scoring 20 points a night like it wasn't nothing, and made a 3 when necessary. And he played defense a little bit too. And he might be undersized, but he's still scrappy. So who you guys think top 5? Last 4 for the Final Four teams.
Yeah, that's I will get into that in 1 second, but I want to address what you said about Thornwell. I had him he was right there number 6. I had a list of about 8 players, and I just took the top 5. But the 3 that were the 8, the kind of my honorable mentions was Thornwell, Malik Monk, and then Bryce Alford from UCLA as well. Not so much because his talent, he's ultra talented or something like that, but more just because veteran, senior, been there before. I mean, you got to remember, Bryce Alford was the guy for the last 3 years, and he kind of being overshadowed by Lonzo Ball. But it's also interesting. You only have 1 freshman on your list. I had 3 on mine, and of course the freshmen. Well, no, never mind. They're not top 3, but yeah, I had 3 on mine. So you went more with the experience route and players who are better as college basketball players, so on and so forth. But anyway, to answer your question, my top 5 left. I don't know if I have a particular order, but every team has somebody. I think that the top player on South Carolina, Thornwell, is one of the top 5 left in the Final Four. Don't know if I put him number 1, but he's definitely. I mean, it's all. And at this point, it's. I mean, I could argue all of them being number 1 at some point. So that's really why I can't give him a number because I just don't know. But Thornwell's up there from South Carolina. Tyler Dorsey from Oregon. More so than Dylan Brooks, I think Tyler Dorsey is a top 5 player left in this tournament. That man, they gave him the nickname Mr. March on every commentary thing everywhere. That boy, he does not miss shots. And I don't understand why he doesn't miss shots in March. So Tyler Dorsey, he is the consistent piece that is rolling that team, and it helps when you've got other weapons and other shot makers on your team, and you're able to have one who makes it no matter what. And that's the one they got to key on when really your best player is someone else. So Tyler Dorsey is a top 5. Justin Jackson from North Carolina, he's just a consistent piece. You watch their games and they may struggle, whatever. You go look at the stat line: 19, 6 and 6, 25 and 5, 24, 6 and 5. And you're just where you don't see it, but he gives 100% effort on the defensive end. He's not the best defender. Definitely a great shooter. He can put the ball in the basket. Seeing him grow as a leader on the team. I was watching a Kentucky game, and I remember him getting on Theo Pinson in the middle of a play because Theo didn't grab a rebound after a tough defensive possession. I thought that was really, really key. So I think Justin Jackson is a top player as well. And then I think Gonzaga has 2. Nigel Williams-Gross, as you mentioned earlier, the top 5 players of the entire tournament. He was under my radar when the tournament first started. I didn't pay too much attention to Gonzaga, but that kid's a stud. That kid is a stud. He is a veteran. He has got all the tools. He's smart. Everything. And then lastly, kid that comes off the bench, Zach Collins. This boy, Zach Collins, first of all, McDonald's All-American, 7-footer. He's a freshman. But that kid can play some basketball. And I think that he is the reason why Gonzaga has an edge over everybody. Is when you come off the bench, you got somebody who can start for the team that he's playing against. And he's coming off of that bench. And so I think that he really adds an extra spark to their bench unit. And imagine him playing with that other big man that they have, the starter. That's scary to think about. So that's my top 5 left in the NCAA tournament. So here, go ahead.
Well, to stay consistent with my list, the 2 guys I still had on there, Sadarius Thornwell and William Goss. Those 2 are still on my top 5 list as well. I also have Justin Jackson, because like you said, I seen him in the Kentucky game, I know he was playing good basketball, and I didn't realize it was 19, 6 and 5. I was like, oh, he had much more impact than people could say, and he was able to shut down one of my favorite players this month, and was at least slow him down, if anything. Last time, 47, somebody had to hold on to him. And Judge Jackson did a good job, and he showed that he can do both sides of the court, which is why I think he's a top 5 player left. And I'm gonna go Dylan Brooks from Oregon. He's still the best player. He's playing out of position, which is one reason why he's so great, because he's playing the 4, but he's really a 2 guard. And if you're too slow to guard him, or you're too small to guard him, and he makes people pay every time. For my X factor, that's my last 5. I have every team has players that's other stars. You got my honorable mention. You got Joe Barry from North Carolina. I like Jonathan Williams from Gonzaga, the power forward that started there, because he can guard the 4 through the 2 and not lose beat. And then from South Carolina, I like Peter Dozier, the sophomore, a lot. But I'm gonna go with, like you said, Tyler Dorsey. He's the reason why Rhode Island's not in the tournament. Rhode Island had game 1. He came down, he had a big shot, and Rhode Island couldn't recover from that. And he's really the main reason why Oregon's still here. And with 2 guys from the same team, and I still have North Carolina beating them. That's just because it really, I don't think Oregon can win the game, but Dylan Brooks and Tyler Dorsey, they can get it done if necessary.
Absolutely. And that big man they got too, Bell. He
Yeah. He
played
played
some basketball.
He played amazing this game.
Well, he's playing some basketball. So you went basically the best player on the 4 teams, and then you went with the best X factor as the 5th. So yeah, I like the Joe Barry, PJ Dozier, Gonzaga. You said the power forward, and then you said Tyler Dorsey. And then Bell as well from Oregon. If you even want to go a third step deeper, you go to any really Gonzaga players. All those role players are huge. South Carolina, I don't really watch them too much. I'm sure there's a third one. North Carolina, you could go Kennedy Meeks, or you could go Theo Pinson, or you can, there's just so many different ways you could go. So I do like your take on that. And we agreed on 3 of them: Tyler Dorsey and Dylan Brooks, toss up. And then I had, of course, Zach Collins, and you had the power forward. But so yeah, that's it for quarter 3. We can come back for quarter 4. I'm calling somebody out. Actually, I'm calling a lot of people out, but we'll get there when we get there. Y'all stay tuned. Last quarter of 2K Underground for this week, quarter number 4. I'm going to calling you out, and I'm just going to get right into it. I'm calling out the ACC. I'm not talking about, now granted, I thought about calling out Bill Self. I thought about calling out John Calipari, but no. I need to call out the ACC because this got to change, okay? ACC. Let's talk about last season. Last season, the ACC got 8 teams. There were 9 teams that made the tournament. 8 of them made the Sweet 16. Want to know how many made the Sweet 16 this year? 1. How many of them were in the tournament? 10. Okay? So, that's the first thing, all right? Second of all, we're not just going, they didn't just lose. We're going to talk about how they lost. We're going to talk about their seeds and where they should have been. I'm going to go down the list. Number 1, we're going to start with the biggest one. Virginia Cavaliers. You lost by 20. You're the 5 seed. You might be the 4 seed. The 5 seed.
4 seed.
You lost by 26 points in the second round. Now you're the 5. On chalk, you're not supposed to win, but you don't lose by no 26. You don't lose by 26. The 16 seeds didn't lose by no 26 this year to the ones. You lost by 26 to a team that's 1 rank better than you? No, I don't want to hear that. Get out of here. Virginia, I'm done. Lost second round. Duke, you're the 2 seed. You lost by 7. I think it was 88-81. You lost. You're the 2 seed. You know where you're supposed to be by chalk? You're supposed to be in the Elite 8. You lost in the second round. You didn't make it to the second weekend. Good job, Coach K. You do it all the time. Love, Duke. Thank you very much. Notre Dame, you lost by 12. You were they were the 5 seed as well. So they weren't supposed to win, but they lost by 12. I mean, if you watch that game, they looked like they had never practiced against the press ever in their lives. Ever. In the NCAA tournament, you going to do that? Okay. All right. Get out of here. I'm done. All right, who next? Florida State. Really, bro? Florida State, you were 3 seed. You were 3 seed. And you lost the second round to the 11 seed. And you lost by 25? Come on, bro. Come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're supposed to be in at least the Elite 8. You're supposed to be there. Well, no, you're not. At least Sweet 16, and you beat the 2, get to the Elite 8 because you were 3 seed. What are you doing? Miami, you the 8 seed. You didn't even put up a fight. You lost by 20 first round. First round. Like you did. Like it's not even now, man. I'm mad also because I picked them to knock off Kansas and get to the Elite 8. So I'm mad about that as well. But you know what? Louisville, you the 2 seed. You lost by 4. The problem is you was winning the game. You went away from what you did best. Patino, that's your fault. I don't have time. Wake Forest and Virginia Tech. I'm gonna give you a pass because Wake Forest, y'all were the 2 worst ACC teams in there. Wake Forest, you didn't even make the field 64. You lost in the daggone play-in games. So I don't make no daggone sense. And Virginia Tech, you was the 9 seed. You lost to Wisconsin by 10. It is what it is. So really Wake Forest, you couldn't even make the field of 64. So I don't want to hear from y'all either. You know what, ACC, I need you to close your mouth. I still think you're the best conference, but everybody, no. You got some stuff to prove, and you're lucky that North Carolina is being the class of the ACC and putting the conference on their back because North Carolina almost lost to Arkansas. Like, you're lucky North Carolina didn't lose Arkansas, or it's really, no one can say nothing about nothing. Nothing at all. Now, I will say this. North Carolina is steadily taking out them SEC teams who think that their seasons are magical. So maybe they might see South Carolina in the championship and just go ahead and shut all the noise down so that people know, hey, you can beat all the teams you want, but the best team in the ACC you're not going to beat. But we'll just have to see. North Carolina, thank you for doing what you're supposed to do, because the rest of the ACC is trash. And I ain't got nothing else to say. I'm done. That's it. ACC, get your stuff together. That's it. That's it for me. I'm done. That's all. That's what I got for calling you out. That's all we got for the 4 quarters of 2K Underground. Stay tuned, though. We got overtime coming up. So stay right here. We'll be right back. Okay, now that I've calmed down a little bit, we're here at overtime, 2K Underground. We got not that much time left, but we're going to discuss the East real quick, because the Cavs have now given up the lead as the 1 seed in the East. In my personal opinion, the Cleveland Cavaliers are going home. If they have to play a Game 7 against Boston, in Boston, they're out of here. They can beat any team in the East in a Game 7. I would trust them against any team in the East. But Boston, not even because of Isaiah Thomas, but just the way they play and feed off that home energy, Game 7, you're going home. This will be LeBron's first finals that he has to sit at home with his kids and watch it in, 7 years. They're going home. They're not beating Boston. They're not doing it.
I don't see them. If it go to Game 7 in Boston, like you said, there's no way LeBron James going home. Like he beat Boston before. Now, granted, it's a different team and it's Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce and the boys, but he went in Boston and won before, and he can do it again. And the season's not going the Cavs' way, but when it comes to playoff time, LeBron's a whole different animal. He put him on the crown and show why he the king, at least in the East anyway.
Well, he's a different animal, yes. But there's something to be said for a team that's never won a title, how hungry they are, and a team that just won one. And you got people like Darren Williams, people who join the team just to get one, and they're kind of just like, all right, hopefully I can just ride this train. And then you got people like Boston who they're all like, look, man, we can play too. We want this shit. And I'll be darned if they come to Boston in a Game 7 and beat Boston. Not happening. I don't believe it. I don't trust it. Boston rides too high on that crowd. Cavs are going home. Game 7 in Boston. Nope. No ifs, ands, buts about it. I can't.
Boston got to be winning by a good amount, because if it's a close game, LeBron and Kyrie gonna bring it home and back pretty good.
I mean, maybe, but you gotta think about it. I don't know. Well, first of all, the games don't even be close now, but they're losing. They're losing all these close games now. But well, that's the time. We're gonna have to continue this discussion later on another episode. But that's all we got for overtime over here at 2K Underground. Appreciate y'all, YouTube. Remember, link is in the description. Go follow 2K Underground Twitter page at 2K_Underground. Follow me at the real Kev_0. Follow him over there as American Gigolo. You still American Gigolo? Pastor Kev, American Gigolo. All the links are in the description. Go follow us. Ask us questions. Hey, if you want to be a guest on the show, you can do that as well. Hit us up. Tell us what you want to talk about, and we'll go from there. Anyways, until next time, we love y'all. Peace out. Stay tuned for the 2K Underground team. We'll see you.